boom boom tap, boom boom tap, boom boom tap, boom boom tap, tick tick bang, tick tick bang, tick tick bang, ba bang bang, boom boom tap, boom boom tap, boom boom tap, boom boom tap, tick tick bang, tick tick bang, tick tick bang, ba bang bang, boom boom tap, boom boom tap, boom boom tap, boom boom tap, tick tick bang, tick tick bang, tick tick bang. Fuck you. Tick tick bang, tick tick bang, tick tick bang, ba bang bang. Boom boom tap, boom boom tap, boom boom tap, boom boom tap, tick tick bang, tick tick bang, tick tick bang, ba bang bang. Boom boom tap, boom boom tap, boom boom tap, boom boom tap, tick tick bang, tick tick bang, tick tick bang. Fuck you. Boom boom tap, boom boom tap, boom boom tap, boom boom tap, tick tick bang, tick tick bang, tick tick bang. Fuck you. Boom 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 tap.
Hello? Audio check, audio check. Okay, that's working. And boop. I'm existing. I thought I was getting over nerves of hitting the funny button, but for some reason they're hitting harder than usual today, but oh well. It's been a hot minute since it really hasn't been that long, but I was kind of debating whether or not I wanted to today, but I was like, I really wanted to, like, Sunday and Monday, and then just couldn't Sunday night. I was so freaking tired, which is kind of my own fault for just ruining the heck out of my sleep schedule. May or may not have stayed up until 6 a.m. Friday, because, you know, that's what you do, I guess. And then just had a bunch of other issues. The past, like in the middle of the week, I started my time off. I basically took Wednesday through Tuesday off, and also hi really setting off auto mod. I just now realized I should acknowledge that. But yeah, I want to turn off auto mod. I hate it. I have always hated it for years. It's not good. It kind of works in mysterious ways, and I want control over that, but I need to set up a bot to make up for it beforehand, so it just at least somewhat works. Also, I'm just now realizing, there we go. I don't know why that was hidden. I was like, I just got this on-screen chat working, and then I just fucking left it disabled. That's cool. But yeah, what else? So yeah, I took Wednesday through Tuesday off. So this is the last day of my little mini break, or just break, and like the start of it was kind of rough. Just had a bunch of personal shit happen, and then just stayed up way too late in VR chat, although it was definitely worth it, quite frankly. And then just Sunday was kind of recuperating from that, and then Monday I had the energy, but my fucking back just like started acting up. It's like the third time this year. I shouldn't be having back problems at this age, but EP puppy, yeah, hi Chingy, welcome on in. Yeah, kind of was starting to feel a little low energy, but I got over it pretty quickly, so thankfully that didn't stop me. Also, I keep putting my mic too low. I need to, like, not do that. What else did I want to go over? Yeah, so I did some streamer homework while I was on that break. I was looking into different things. I was gonna try Warudo because I cannot get the expressions to work in Venian for some reason. It sees blend shapes moving whenever I do something like smile or anything like that. And for some reason, it's just not the like, there's like triggers you can do and those aren't working. And then there's also just like a different thing you can do, hotkeys, and they're also not working. It's just like not applying the blend shapes, even though I triple checked the names. So there's like one more idea I meant to check earlier today and then forgot because I was working all day on fixing my transformation sequence animation that I was working really hard on to make a lot better. Can I like just real quick open add. Do I want window capture? I'm just gonna add a very quick. Oh my god, I cannot see. There we go. So I worked on this funny little hello transform. Fit to screen. I'm such a professional. I'll have you know. Uh-oh, I just put it in a folder. Wait, that's kind of where I want it. Okay, so I worked on this. I'll just hide the stream chat real quick. I'm just like really happy with this. So I worked on this like a week or two ago, and it was going invisible, and people were like, wow, invisible TF. And I'm like, they're kind of missing out on half of the point. And yeah, it looked weird going invisible. So I found out what was wrong with the shader that was making me need to go invisible, and have addressed it. And now it's all nice and smooth. It still has like a nice little magic aura to it, as I wanted it to be. But this time now, it just goes between the textures with no invisibility in between. And now you can actually see everything smoothly blending, and it's just really nice and satisfying. And I can't wait to actually play with it in VR chat. And I want to see if maybe I can actually recreate it for stream, because that would be really fun too, as like a redeem sort of thing. But yeah, other stream homework I did was basically looking into bots. Everyone kept telling me, use Sammy, use Sammy. It won't hook up to Twitch for some reason. It authenticates, and then it's just like, there's a socket error, and then it doesn't tell me anything more. And I'm like, that's not helpful. So, but I have a friend I know who uses Firebot, and found out some more people use Firebot that I didn't realize. But this kind of just has most of the functionality I need. And I got that set up, so it has some of the... I haven't really set up any custom commands yet, and I'll talk more about like some ideas maybe later, but it at least has like built-in commands for like quoting and stuff. So, and I made the add quote available to everyone. That took me a hot second to figure out, because the UI it's like buried in UI, but I was going to look into Warudo for the VNM thing. It requires you to use Steam, and I don't want a piece of software associated with what I use for games. That's weird. It's kind of the same issue I have with the Unreal launcher being tied to Epic Games launcher, which is tied to games like Fortnite and all that. So it kind of want it separate, but yeah, Firebot has like a native Linux client, so it's really nice. It works really well. But yeah, I think that's everything I was going to talk about. That's probably the longest intro I've done, so I will go over to the capture scene, to what I have been working on the past couple streams. The Megabonk box. I've been saying Twunk because I headcanon him as a Twunk, even though you don't really see him like topless in game. I'm gonna do my little looks over at you, cutely rotate to be kind of hot, and then there we go. So yeah, I need to... But anyways, I hope everyone's having a good night so far, or whatever time of day it is, and my pen is going over to a different monitor. I forgot that I have to tell it to go to my tablet for some reason every time I start up my computer. Okay, close. Are you normal now? Where did my pen go? Okay, there we go. I frequently flip between forgetting my pen or my glove. It was almost both for a second there. So I believe where I left this off, everything was finished for the body. So what I need to work on now is the clothing, which is going to be interesting. A lot of this shading will carry over, but I'm gonna definitely have to like extend things and all that, so I think the best way to do that, I don't usually draw clothing, like, ever. Because I just kind of, I mean, I usually only ever draw... Why is the music not... Okay, just doing that thing again where it just freezes for a little bit. That's something I'm going to eventually work on, is replacing Jellyfin for music, because it's just not cutting it anymore. And I'm getting kind of tired of it, because I think it's just not capable of handling such a large library of other media that I have. And they also said that music is considered second class, whatever that means. And I'm like, that's not great. So I have an idea in mind I want to do. I just didn't want to work on anything that involves touching a computer code or like command line while I was off work. Like, the whole point is I don't want to think when I have time off. Thinking is not what a wolf should have to do. Thriving and moisturized in their lane, whatever the whole phrase is. But yeah, I need to split up the libraries, basically. I have like a bunch of just archived images and videos that need to go somewhere else. Like, tap the round brush there. And then I want, there's like better options out there for music that kind of integrate with other apps, which would be good for stream too, because there will probably be integrations for OBS in turn. Right now I'm just literally window capturing Jellyfin. It looks nice and it works, except for the fact that you see my cursor anytime I'm like hovering over the window and doing stuff. And then it stops looking like a little player and starts looking like a window if I go and interact with it. Definitely glad I ended up deciding to work on this more tonight, because I have been itching to work on it, and I was almost starting to get to a point where I'm like, maybe I'll just shelve it for a bit. And it's like, no, I want to finish this. I am so happy with where this is going so far. It looks hot. It looks good. It's like the first time I've really felt that good about a piece. And kind of have a better feeling about the final result than I usually do. Even the picture I was working on a few weeks ago, I didn't really have that feeling as strongly. And then I ended up just not liking it as much anyways when I was done with it. It is alright, but... You can see a bunch of little spots on here where I was drawing on the wrong layer. Not that it really matters, this is just the solid layer I use so that my shading gets, what's it called, alpha clipped, I believe is the term. Allows me to just kind of freely paint without having to clean it up later. So yeah, one of the things I was going to talk about was like stuff for stream with the bot. Sorry, my brain just like broke there for a second. I mean, first things first, I want to set it up so that I can turn off auto mod. Because dang, do I hate it. But I want to set up fun commands for everyone to be able to use. I'm kind of drawing a blank on what commands I want to have, because I don't really want like too many disruptive stuff. I get easily brain rattled when there is like noise. And so I don't really want too many things that could like just like interrupt me, basically. Whoa. Okay, I'm going to group layer, put you there, put you there. I should probably name my layers. And that. Oh, I need to put my peer ref up so I can see what I'm referencing. So I kind of want like the check %1 that like everyone has for obvious reasons. I also, of course, need like a shout out command, since Twitch's is not the best. Still, even though it took them how long? And it's still kind of... It just puts a big thing in chat and you don't... It's at the top of chat and people are looking at the bottom of chat. Usually, so you don't see it. you don't see all the convenient stuff like what they were doing and all that stuff. And I was thinking of maybe a command that's just like exclamation latest to see new whatever art and music I had worked on. After that, I kind of am just drawing a blank of what I should do. So if anyone has any ideas, because I don't really want to go too much off, just like take things that other people have. I kind of want them to be useful, and like I said, I don't want anything disruptive. At least audio-wise disruptive. Oops. Oops. I'm kind of thinking of giving him like a crop top instead of his normal in-game outfit, which is basically just fully robed. After all, I just did all that time drawing the body. Why not show it off? OBS was covering the bottom of my stream dashboard. And I fixed that, and now I see the auto mod for really again. Okay, where? Oh yeah. Ah. There goes the fun part of the image. Oh well, there are going to be alts. Obs, yes. I've been a little more paw-pilled lately. There might be one specific person in particular that has kind of caused that. Just for funsies. How's this looking? Oops. Oh gosh, I just had like a moment where I was like, do I have to like deal with the claws because he's wearing gloves? And then I was like, no, he doesn't wear gloves. Oh my god, that just saves so much headache. I mean, I guess it's not that much headache to go from claws to declawed, but I don't know. I already have to lose the feet. I don't want to have to lose the hands too. Also I need to. Ugh. I'm a little I'm always brain frazzled, let's be real. I guess the equivalent of harvesting, he's blown up. I am very scatterbrained right now. I was trying to like time how fast I could like get stream started because there's like just so many things you have to do. Start up the bot, open up OBS, make sure everything's working, make sure nothing broke. Open up PureRef, open up a document for just like notes and things. Open up the Twitch overlay, prepare the going live for Blue Sky, prepare one for just promoing in general. 20 minutes, I think, was my time. And that was with another technical difficulty with my mic just like starting out muted for some reason. I don't need that layer. Okay. You can see the remnants of the paws inside the boots there, and it's kind of funny. Also, thank you for everyone that has been following. I don't really call out anyone, especially anyone who hasn't chatted. Oh no, I'm drawing on the wrong layer again. I kind of believe in just like letting people lurk, which is why I don't have follower alerts, even though I could turn those on. I know some other people are starting to do this, and I personally have been a big fan because I tend to just wait until someone is offline to follow. But I will just in general, since there was everyone, thank you for following. Funny story about that, actually. There was someone I once waited while they were offline to follow them, and then literally the next time they streamed, I actually like opened up their stream. They don't stream very often, and they usually do it when streaming with like a bunch of other people at the same time. They fucking thanked 3 people, including me, for following while they were offline and thought it was weird that they did it offline, and I'm like, you fucker, there's a reason for that. You do that a lot? Yeah, the only problem is that I forget to do it, and then I go for like a month or longer where it's like, oh, I forgot to follow this person. Oh, I forgot to follow this person. I'm building up the habit of like either leaving the tab open and watching their stream more, or if I'm going to leave for another stream or just to work on something else, I will sleep the tab. I have like an extension called Sideberry. It lets you like right click a tab and then sleep it in Firefox. You wait until they are live to follow. Of course, you do the exact opposite and make yourself known, really. Which I commend you for that, of course. I just very much am the type where I'm like, starting out, I don't want to be perceived. Because first of all, I want to know if I really want to be there or not, and I also just kind of want to gauge the vibe of the chat. Not even just like whether or not it's safe to like be more unhinged or anything, but just kind of like gauge and get familiar with everything. Notice me, senpai, I'm cringe. Yeah, I love that you're like the exact opposite. I should probably make up for this line I erased. Although, I'm trying to think of like the perspective here and everything, and technically this is facing the viewer, so I'm going to do this. These are baggier pants. I don't have a reference for the clothing or a rendered version, because I'm kind of going off a render for the main body. And there's obviously no clothes for it, so I'm kind of having to like think about it a little bit more. Which is fine. Should be, that's like, you know, part of drawing, duh. Just kind of voicing things out loud and everything. And this is going to come down a little bit more too. So I have a DM I want to respond to real quick. While I kind of look at this anyways and be like, does that look right? Actually, looking away from it and then looking back at it, I'm glad I did that, because yeah, it kind of looks all right. I was kind of overthinking it a little bit. Did my music run out? I think my music ran out. I didn't set up a playlist. I just clicked on the albums, so. I don't feel like making playlists for Jellyfin if I'm just going to delete it in like a few days. So excuse that. Probably gonna I'm just gonna, what is happening here? Oh, that's just how the sketch is on that layer. Clean that up a little bit. Trying to think. One of the things, so I'm not going to apply for affiliate because I don't want to give Twitch my tax information, and I kind of like the fact that if I don't apply for affiliate, then the stream remains ad-free. As far as I know, unless they change that or are planning on changing that, then maybe I'll reconsider. Even then, I still just kind of want to discourage giving Twitch money and then making my taxes more complicated. But the downside of that is I do want channel point redeems, and obviously you don't get that if you don't apply for affiliate. But Firebot does have a points thing, but the thing is I don't want people having to check points all the time in chat. But I just remembered something that will help with that, I think. And that is the fact that I'm pretty sure you can make Firebot DM people. So hopefully I can make something like a checkpoints thing. Just DM people. Obviously you have to have whispers open for it, but I'll have like something somewhere where it's like, hey, make sure you do that. I, of course, have made my channel points named Hobbs for Firebot again, just to clarify, but that just felt kind of on point, and I feel like I haven't seen anyone really have that as their points. There's probably people out there, but not anyone I watch that I'm aware of, so. I'm gonna phone it in a little bit with the wrinkles for this. It's a very small part, even if it is a little prominent. But I've noticed the less time I focus on something like this, the better. Because if you overwork it, it starts to become weird, and I have noticed if I not only do if I spend less time on it, but also use this brush that I'm using, this brush really just carries it. It's a little hard to use sometimes, but when I get it to work, it really just carries it. And I'm definitely never going to be able to go back to a tablet that doesn't have tilt. I say I'm pretty sure my mobile drawing tablet doesn't have tilt, now that I think about it. I don't know, maybe it does. I have to check again, I don't remember. I don't use it very often. It's like a Starlight, a Star Labs Starlight Mark V? It's basically like an iPad, but it runs Linux, so it actually works surprisingly well. It's just the fact that Mint Cinnamon is not meant for mobile, but Mint doesn't really have a mobile environment, and I don't really want anything other than Mint. Mainly because if everything is on the same system, it makes it a lot easier for me to troubleshoot things or transfer things over. Or share things between computers. It's like I'm not even moving between them. Still want something for this. What's the normal sketch look like again? Okay. Okay, I think I'm noticing the autosave bar on OBS, and it's like making me think something happened on my stream dashboard, and I keep getting distracted by it. It's so annoying. But I also don't want to just hide OBS, so... yeah, that looks good. I think. Yeah, that looks good. So what's everyone else doing tonight? Anything exciting? Anything just relaxing? Primarily watching me, which I highly doubt. I was like, I use Twitch to everything is second screen except for very few instances. Recovering in WoW Legion Remix. Are you doing that with Harvest? Where's Divi to say no gooning in chat? But yeah, are you doing that with like Harvest and all then with the WoW? I assume? Fix this first. So I think you had a message about it like kicking you out because you switched servers. Which that is one thing I fucking hated about Lotro, was having multiple servers, because that was like the only MMO I really played was Lord of the Rings Online. And Elder Scrolls Online just has 2 mega servers, EU and North America, and it's so much nicer. Yep, part of their guild and a few other friends. Nice. There's so many people that like joined his server recently from like Whiskey and all them just for WoW. Not really a complaint, it's just it was kind of weird, especially when there was like one day where there was like 5 people that came in and like he didn't stream or anything. It was like, what the hell? And he was like, yeah, it's WoW people. It's like, oh, okay, that's, yep. Feels like there's just been so much WoW lately. And I'm like, damn, it's making me think of how far behind I am on Warframe and how much work it takes to fucking catch up. I did 1 round of Megabonk, like a little while before stream, and then it fucking pissed me off. I was doing good, and then just I had a random, I was getting like overwhelmed by the zombies being too fast. And then one of them ended up just like 2-shotting me with contact damage over and over. It annoyed me. Did you just try winning? Or that's the key. I can't even get to tier 3 yet. It's so... I don't know. I keep trying to make it work, and I'm not forcing it. Because I like the movement in the game. It just feels nice. What they fucking doing? What they fuck? This is so British. This fucking... The lyrics for this are... The accent in that is so British. But yeah, and since I have yet to hit tier 3, there's like no point in going for like high kill count in it. Really? Like I said, it's a damn shame because I like the game a lot. But I hate the RNG a lot too. I just hate RNG, period. It's not really the game. It's just my aversion to RNG. Which I know is ironic considering I've played like 1,000 hours of Warframe since like 2016. That's just RNG in like whether you get a drop or not, and it's just grind. It's not you have a good run going and then suddenly die to something really stupid. But again, it's like not the game, it's me. I still like doing a couple rounds every now and then anyways to see if I can progress. Because half the time I've been getting more and more, and I've been getting better. Yeah, before that I finished a delivery and truck sim, and then before that I was doing some Need for Speed Hot Pursuit Remastered. I've been on like such a huge racing kick lately. I'm like going back and playing Burnout 3. I am replaying Need for Speed Most Wanted, even though that one I have finished. I never finished Burnout 3, which is why I'm doing that one. I just kind of wanted to play Most Wanted out of nowhere for some reason, just to kind of like, because I am kind of ADHDing it a little bit, going back and forth between all of them, just doing like a race in each one. Never really could get into racing games. I could never really get into RPGs and MMOs, which is like a lot of what my friends are into, so it's like really rough. I'm very much a racing girly and a shooter girly, and just kind of like mash buttons simulator. So like Warframe and like Skyrim and all that. These are more like leather straps, I would think. So I think these will just have like, I don't know, some lines like this. I'm not going to focus too much on the detail, because kind of don't care too much about those. As long as it looks kind of good from a distance, then it's fine. Make this a little brighter. Kind of let that fold. Actually, no, undo that. It looked better when I didn't touch it. See, that's the problem. I overwork it, and then it ends up losing the detail that I just had there. Let this brush carry you. I'm gonna do this the lazy way. And do I have a merge down? No, I don't. Stop. I don't know why it disables alpha clipping when I do that. It's like really frustrating. Okay. Gosh, I'm pretty sure I worked on that TF animation pretty much the entire day. And basically as soon as I got out of bed at like 11:30 maybe? Until like, I'm pretty sure I didn't close Unity until like 7. So basically not only did I redo that animation, not from scratch, I just like redid the material and then had to like redo the whole swapping stuff. And then I had to redo some other things. I basically just like, I cleaned up a bunch of stuff and I basically had to re-upload everything. And then I also worked on the spicy version, which is available on my other account that I won't say anything further about because teehee. Reasons. I'm executive dysfunctioning a little bit. Hello? Oh, it did that thing again where it switched my brush when I tried to do the before it switched off of the eraser, so my eraser became the brush. I don't understand why that has a delay when it does that. Why did I just... Hello? I pressed Control E, why didn't you merge down? There we go. Uh-oh. Trying to figure out how to tilt my pen for this angle. I could just tilt the canvas, but I don't really want to do that. Ah! This song sounds quieter than the rest of them for some reason. This is like older files ripped from somewhere that I need to, or downloaded from somewhere that I need to like re-download them in better quality. Probably not that dark. That brush is doing really weird things. I don't like that brush. I don't like that the picture for this, what is this one? Wet Knife Plus. I don't know what the fuck plus means, but it's a round shape, even though it has a picture of a knife. What's that in your hand? A knife! No! That looks alright. Hold on. What shade did I want? There we go. How are we looking? Yeah, this is looking alright. I do still need to shade the muscles. I forgot about that. But not a huge deal. I kind of wanted to work on the clothes first anyways, even though it would have been more optimal to do the muscles first, because then I could carry it over to this layer. Erase you. So is this the POV of buying steppies from you? So the idea is that this is his jump animation when he's jumping in the air, because he does like, he has one hand forward with the staff and then he has the other hand behind him with the book. So that is what I was going from with this. It's like you're looking up at him from an angle of him jumping over, kind of just like jumping over you basically. And part of that was to incorporate the paw, of course. Also just I want to work with more interesting angles than just me standing. Especially like worm's eye view and stuff like that. I mean, I didn't really play with the field of view too much with this. It's literally just looking from below. I kind of wish I did play with the FOV a little more, because it does kind of still look a little off. I'm sure once I add the background, which I might like try to get a screenshot in game, maybe. Otherwise it might not be too hard to really just kind of do something myself because the game is already low poly and just like a couple colors anyways. But yeah, that's what this is, what I'm going for with this one. Worm's Eye View is peak. Exactly. You understand me. Yeah, the picture, I mean, I think, did you see the picture I worked on? I mean, I probably just better to show on stream anyways, just for the sake of anyone else watching. Once I remember what folder I'm looking in, let's make sure I don't add the NSFW version because that would be bad. Open a new document. This was kind of the same thing, but it didn't look too Worm's Eye viewy. It is kind of like from a lower angle a little bit, but this is like a little awkward if you were to actually do this IRL, have your foot on the stool like this, and I think it would have been better if I had the stool tilted a little bit, maybe, just to make it a little more interesting. But that, like, I wanted to show as much of the paw as possible, but still make it look realistic. But like, this was based off of my, one of the pictures I took for when I made my model that I'm currently using. I took a couple of pictures just to like preview. Oh my gosh, Baga. Hello. Hi, look at me being sexy. Welcome on in, everyone. Hope the rest of your, I believe you were doing art, right? Yeah, you were doing art. Sorry, my brain's a little frazzled. But yeah, welcome on in, everyone. Lou, Marsh, Ween, Dundee, Bebo, Poppin, PJ, Wolvie. Yeah, it was just I was showing what I worked on a couple streams ago. This was the picture I was working on. I was talking about like Worm's Eye View. I've been very interested. Oh, I should probably like introduce myself. Hi, I'm Alex. Alex, aka Lightling. I am kind of new to streaming. I did it a few times in February, then kind of had to take a break for some personal issues, and then came back a few weeks ago. And this was like the picture I kind of used to get back into streaming. And I was describing earlier that I've been kind of wanting to do a lot of like Worm's Eye View stuff lately. This was kind of going for that, but not really. And this picture was also based off of, I was just trying to grab the picture of it. It was based off a picture I took of my model. I'm like struggling to navigate my overly organized folders because I work on too many personal projects. Insert as new layer. There we go. This is the picture it was based off of. I literally just like took this. I'm in desktop mode in VR chat. This, I'm amazed at just how powerful this ended up being. And I was like, oh my gosh. I was like so happy with like the energy it gave off of like sexually intimidating yet alluring, which is kind of what I also go for when posing my model for stream, with having like this, like I'm looking down a little bit. Because normally if I have too many windows open. Normally I think it's more like this when you load VNN, but I want it like you're looking up at me almost, so. But yeah, but this is, I already finished this picture, so I'm not working on this. What I'm working on today is the Megabonk Fox. this is where I'm at so far. I'm working on the clothing right now, shading the clothing. I have already mostly finished the body. So if I hide you and hide you, and then I need to name my layers and then turn off you. This is the like body. I still need to shade the muscles. I forgot to like do that, but I kind of wanted to work on the clothes first anyways. But yeah. I think I moved myself up a little too high. So if I look over it, there we go. That looks better. But yeah, I hope everyone is having a nice night. I'm definitely having a much better start of this week than the middle of last week, so I'm very glad it was enough to let me stream, because I didn't get to stream Monday and Sunday, which is kind of when I wanted to stream, so, and work on the Fox some more, so. Head empty. My brain just like shut down for a second. Did I miss anything? Fellow Vulper, let's go. So yeah, I actually did some edits with the Vulper to make it more wolf-like, because I don't like any of the VR chat wolves out there. They just fall into too many niches, like too toony, too chibi, too bara. And I was just like very uncomfortable and unhappy with most of them. The one I was using for a bit, I'm gonna freeze here while I load it, was the Femme Canine from Winterpaw, and like, this isn't as intimidating or anything, or hot or anything. And the muzzle looks weird. And it was just like, eh. And I was like, I've really been enjoying the Vulper lately. As like I made basically a Vixen. And I was like, I actually like the body for this. I just need to make some edits with the thighs being so fucking massive on the Vulper. Jesus Christ. And then I need to just make the muzzle more wolf-like. So I made some edits in Blender. I made the muzzle taller, which consequently I had to work on Felix's hot dog muzzle to make it taller and add a blend shape for that. But it's really easy. It takes like less than 5 minutes to do. I am very familiar with Blender and Unity. I got very into game dev when I was like 11. And so I've been using Unity since then, and I started with SketchUp, but it moved on to Blender like 2016, so it's been very helpful. I also like went to university for game dev, so but I'm a web dev by day anyway. But anyways, yeah, so it's been like very helpful for me to do a lot of this stuff really fast. But yeah. So yeah, I ended up doing all those edits and then did my Sona's texture on this instead of the Vixen that I have, which I'm gonna see if I can find a reference for that real quick. Actually, you know what? Since I have all of you here, I'll show you what I worked on for most of today, which was the transformation stuff. And I'll catch up real quick on chat here, because I'm not used to it being this fast. Took me some work to get my winter paw to be hot. Yeah, the winter paw is like, it's alright, it's just it wasn't me. Have to sleep, but love you, so glad to catch you. Yeah, well, thanks for raiding in, Bug. Gonna add you to a list of people to poke about Blender. Yeah, of course. Hi, Andy. So I'm gonna add back window capture real quick, because I specifically don't have this capturing just in case. I'm going to disappear for a moment here. Fit to screen. So this is what I spent most of today working on, was redoing my transformation thing, and it's so fucking, I'm so happy with it. This is the like vixen I made. So it's basically just a recolor of the design of the Vulpur Fire, but with like my color palette, and so that it looks a lot more fox-like, but still looks like me when you see it. So, and then yeah, this is so much. I figured out what the problem was where I had to make it myself go invisible. Apparently the sphere function for the Poyomi shader is just shit. It doesn't work right. It makes the texture like emissive and it doesn't have any shading. So it's basically what's called unlit versus lit, which is what this is. And I switched it to a different function, and then I was like, oh, it's not bright anymore. I don't have to do this anymore. So I almost hit stop recording. That's not what I want to do. I just want to remove the window capture. But yeah, so I basically redid all that, and I'm very, very happy with the result. And I basically like streamlined the whole model to, or the avatar, and worked on the spicy version, Teehee, more formally. Even though I like put a hack job, or what's Kit Bash version of it within 5 minutes for meeting someone Friday, Teehee. Anyways, but yeah. Yeah, so much smoother, so much happier with it. I need to reopen PureRef and my notes here, and there we go. Where was I? I was working on making the boots. Downhouse, mink, slay, snatch my wig, whatever the whole phrase is. Trying to think of what I want to do here, because I think all this detail is going to throw my brain off, so I need to literally just like, I need to just make this solid. So I'm not like focused on it. I need to redo. So how I usually paint is I go from, I make a solid layer of color gray like this, and then I break down like my model reference that I'm kind of going off of into like 5 or 6 shades of tones here in solid color, and then I just blend them all together. But since I'm like basically copying and pasting the body layer for the sake of the clothes, just to make this go way faster, because a lot of it can be shared, kind of have to like do things a little bit differently. And I'm not used to doing clothes. I don't, if you ever see art of me, I'm never wearing clothes, because it's weird to me to be covered in fur and then be wearing clothes. Except for like, you know, armor or something where like it has an actual purpose besides that. And that's actually, that leads me into something I was going to eventually discuss, was that I do have a fantasy version of my Sona, and I have always been so jealous of people like using your Sona to experiment with outfits. Yeah, I do wish I had more, if like clothes on my character had more appeal specifically for that. Especially since I have been getting into like wearing skirts lately. I haven't really worn them since AC to be fair, but there's a lot of reasons for that. Primarily the fact that I'm in Ohio. Tee-hee smile. But yeah, it's just, I kind of just don't like it. Also, it does make it easier to draw, to be fair, too. There is definitely that component as well. And if anyone knows Tooth, you will understand what I mean when I say I have a bit of Tooth in my heart when it comes to clothes. Well, I'll just leave it at that. But I do have a fantasy version of my Sona that's like heavy armor and wielding a battle axe, and the idea is that they are a battle mage because that's kind of just like the role I take whenever I'm playing like Elder Scrolls games. And I've always been jealous of people who have lore of their personas, because I'm very much the type of person who my Sona is me, therefore it feels weird to make a fanfic about myself. And I know other people, like, their Sona is them, and it's not really necessarily that. It's just that's kind of how it feels if I were to do that. So I've just never... Like, I understand the appeal, I just don't have it. Or, like, feel comfortable doing it. However, I've realized that I could go for like an alternate universe version of me, maybe, of my Sona. And I've been thinking about it more lately because people have been bringing up like character lore. And it was like, I want to like sit down and spend some time writing some stuff. Just coming up with something, because I do have like a vague idea of what that fantasy self is. And it's like, I really like world building stuff, and I really like just worlds in games. Like, I love I love just deep diving about like Warframe lore, Elder Scrolls lore, just going on like wikis and stuff and just kind of reading and like losing myself in things. It's like, I want to have a world. And last Saturday, Harvest was talking about his lore to Rego. And this was like the first time I'd heard some of his lore, but this was like the first time I'd heard so much of it, because he really like did a deep dive for like 20 plus minutes, and it was just really nice to listen to in general. And it was impressive, like what all he had just ready to go, like just to fucking go off king, like dog damn. Just like that, it was like all in his head because he's in VR, so he can't like, I doubt he was like reading something off of somewhere, but I mean, I don't know, maybe he was. Yeah, and it was just like really... He talks sometimes about not feeling passion, and then he'll go off about something like that, and it's like, you do, you just kind of sometimes don't see it and get caught up in things maybe a little bit. And it was just really nice to listen to, but also it was like incredibly inspirational, and it was actually kind of giving me ideas, which first of all was really fucking impressive considering I was very drunk. I was the drunkest I've been. I was still only mildly drunk. But this was like the first time I went past tipsy, I think. And was kind of like, whoa, whoa, with my head. And I was like very self-aware of it too. I'm very overly conscious about like my drunk level, which is a good thing because it means I can like safely pace myself and understand my limits and everything. But yeah, it was giving me a lot of inspiration, and it kind of like was the final kick in the ass to make me go, I need to like sit down and do shit. And so I did. I actually sat down, started typing stuff, and then I was like, I think typing things makes it harder for me. Not just because of like distractions. I kind of struggle to type at my desktop. I've always preferred writing with my laptop, but I didn't want to do that either. And I was like, I don't think I've written on paper for more than like signing a document since like early college days. And so I finally got a like notebook. I got like a little, I don't know what it's called, like a folio book or something from Weezilla a while back that I had not really actually used yet. And I started writing, and I actually got like a lot of stuff written down about... I actually ended up just basically making my own magic system because I was like deep diving some different magic systems in like D&D, in WoW, and some other like lesser known ones to get like some ideas, because I am repurposing. Rego is so amazingly smart with his thoughts, very well put together. Yeah, it was, they were bouncing, like they did a good job of like asking questions for Harvest and just like being a good listener for him to go off about the stuff. So it's like, yeah, this is like the most I had ever heard about his lore ever. And there are some like thoughts about various things that I don't entirely remember because I'm just kind of bad at remembering specific details regardless of drunkenness. So, but it was just like a very nice, conversation. Find my husband in VR and talk about homebrewing magic systems with him the next meet. He loves that shit. Yeah, I very much... It's so funny. I don't really like complicated RPG systems because I don't like RPGs, period. With a giant asterisk, but I like things like Mass Effect. I like Skyrim and Morrowind. And like my only MMO that I really like is Elder Scrolls Online and Lord of the Rings Online. And I do like some sophisticated systems sometimes, but it's like if I don't have to, I only have to think about it like outside the game a little bit, like metagaming. Therefore, that's why I like Warframe a lot, because I don't have to really think about it while I'm playing. I just have to think about it to like maximize your build beforehand. And it's a much more like planning and everything. I don't like strategizing in the moment. I don't really like strategizing a whole lot anyways. I was telling Really this earlier, I'm much more like a racing girly and a shooter girly. But the weird thing is I really like, because my background is game design and game development, I like coming up with systems. And I have like a bit of an architect mindset, which is kind of like the track I'm on for like web dev, because that's like a specific position where you kind of plan out systems rather than code. Although I kind of just don't want to go anywhere beyond just mid-level, because I kind of like not having to think. Hi, Kieran. It's more that he also just likes coming up with systems in general. He's a big world builder. Yeah, and that's very much like what I was getting into, and that's very much like something one of the classes I wanted to do that I ended up not being able to because the creative writing stuff is so popular at my university. There was like a specific like world building class. At the end of the day, I'm kind of glad I didn't take it, because it probably would have it would have probably been kind of like art school stuff where it kind of like makes you feel bad about yourself a little bit, maybe. But yeah, I've always been interested in it, but I just like haven't like. I came up like with my own big universe. I used to call it the Lightverse. And I like, it was a way to tie my games, my music, and other stuff together. But I kind of like, it fell by the wayside eventually because it was just overscoped and everything. Yeah, I hope you're having a nice night here, and everyone else as well that has stuck around. Yapped about the magic and political hierarchy in the comic he's been thinking about starting for hours before. Comic? Ooh. I would love to be able to have the attention span for making a comic and the time. I just know I would not. I've seen what I've tried writing with novels. I get about like 20 pages in, plus like a bit of like world building, and then that's it. Which is why I instead write short stories that are all smut. He's got ideas, but he's also got the same attention span issues. Yeah, that's the struggle. The best kind of short stories. I should probably link you those stories. I mean, they're easy to find. They're on my website, and there's like a category for writing. So, lightling.xyz. Doing pretty. Had some decent DVD games though. Well, that's it. Nice, at least. Sorry that you're doing though. But hopefully, me drawing a hot fox twunk will help ease the feeling. Sorry, my brain's not good at saying words. Kind of figuring out where to go next. Okay, over here. Welcome on in, Fenrir, as well. But yeah, I came up with like a whole rudimentary magic system for the like world I'm trying to build for. Oh, music ran out again. For the world that I'm working on for my Sona's lore. I don't want to like go into too much like detail with creating it, because at the end of the day, it's not supposed to be a game, it's for my lore. So just having like something is basically all I need. I think I got enough at this point. And the world that I'm like basing it off of actually comes from a game idea I had a while back, where was supposed to be like a reverse dungeon crawler where all of the like quote unquote monster folk were like forced out of like humanity, and monster folk used to like live cohesively together. And then like as it like started to imperialize, as humanity started to imperialize, then they like forced monster folk underground. And the idea was that they were kind of tired of being underground and were trying to like push back. And there was like humans trying to like go like invade the underground as well. So that's like why it was basically a reverse dungeon crawler. So probably some inspiration would probably come from like Dungeon Keeper, and some other games I can't think of the name of. But I'm repurposing that because the game is so very overscope. You do love Hot Fox Twunks. Same, bestie. I should probably just to show off what I do have. That is what it looks like without the outfit that I'm working on right now. But yeah, I'm repurposing that because the game is overscoped. I'm never going to be able to work on it with the time that I have. I mean, maybe one day I could, if I like need cuddle time with the husband before he passes out. Have a good rest of stream. Thanks, Lou. Thanks for stopping on by. So yeah, repurposing it and using it instead for like that concept for my Sona's lore, and instead of like monster folk, it would basically just be furries. I mean, it's probably going to be like beastly furries, maybe. I don't know. I haven't really thought too hard about other races. I basically just have thought about how to make my own character work in that sort of setting. I mean, after all, there was supposed to be kind of like werewolf-like creatures as one of the playable races in the game, so I might make like a more werewolfy version of myself specifically for this, for the Battle Mage. And like I kind of was playing with like the different races, but I was kind of like, I don't really want to like overscope this too much, because I was starting to like fall into a trap of, let's just make sure every animal species is included. And it's like, no, don't do that. I want to be more creative than just animals. So I ended up looking into different magic systems and then came up with like a whole, like it kind of blends some of the different other ones that I was like taking inspiration from. And what I came up with is probably similar to something that's out there, but I basically broke it down to 4 categories of like how you what 4 categories of like what you're manipulating. So there was physical, natural, energetic, and mystic. So physical was like basically element bending, like earth and metal and just like physical objects, basically anything that wasn't living. And then then natural is basically anything that is living, of course. And then energetic is basically like the different like scientific energies, so light, heat, sound, electricity, that sort of thing. Because I've always been a fan of kind of like mixing a tiny bit of like scientific stuff with magic, because it's just more fun to me and it like makes more sense to me, and it kind of makes it a little easier to make something that's a little more unique too. But yeah, and then the last one, mystic, was like manipulating forces, magic, existence itself. That one I'm a little bit might ditch as an idea, because then the next like breakdown of the magic that I had. Hold on, I did make a reference for that. Oh no, did I delete it? Ah, fuck. I had a reference for, hold on, why do I have I had a reference for what the hat should look like, and I didn't say, oh wait, I didn't render it for shading. Okay, so I left myself to suffer for this. Oh well, I can figure it out. Anyways, so yeah, I broke it down into the categories of like what you're manipulating, and then I broke it down into the sources of magic and manipulation. And those were wild / primal, domestic / runic, and then arcane / divine. So you can definitely see where a lot of like the inspiration I was taking from like WoW and D&D comes from there. But the idea was that wild is practicing it by channeling through natural forces, kind of like just being in tune with the Force in Star Wars, I guess. Domestic runic, using scrolls, runes, enchanted items like staves. And then the last one, arcane, is kind of like a higher level esoteric channeling of magic, and you can kind of see where maybe the mystic category from the other set is a little bit like, And then from there, I was like doing some like world building of like what those different, specifically like what the sources meant to both like humanity and the bestial races. And the idea was that like bestial races mainly practice the wild magic, and they kind of look down on runic or domestic / runic magic because they view it it's kind of like playing a little bit into like ableism a little bit, where they look down as it as like a crutch and lesser form of practicing magic. And it kind of just like makes the world more interesting, where the bestial race's beliefs aren't just like all good and humanity's all bad. I feel like that right away was just like already like, oh wow, this is more interesting than anything I've come up with before. Not to like toot my own horn or anything, it's just I've never really come up with a whole lot that I've cared for. And then the arcane is kind of like pretty much only exists specifically to like make my character interesting. And it very much was inspired by part of Harbis's lore of he was like the first arcane curial. But like arcane in mine, I think means something completely different, because I think in his, arcane is like an element. Like there's like 7 or 8 elements, I forget the specific number. This brush is fighting me a little bit. Whereas for me, it's more like how it is in D&D and Warcraft, where it's like it's like a source. Except I combined divine and arcane together, whereas like D&D has them separate for like clerics versus other things, I believe. At least that's what I was reading. Again, I'm not much of a... I don't know a whole lot about D&D, so... I was going off of what I was finding for references. But yeah, and then Arcane was basically like a mysterious form that you kind of discover later in life, or it is taught. And like the wild magic, it's basically you either can do it or you can't, which is kind of like how it is in like The Witcher with a lot of magic stuff. Like only like Witchers can do basic signs, but only like people born with magic ability can do stuff, and that was kind of like where I got that inspiration from. And also with Arcane, it was basically feared for like its power, and like you can't control it as well. It's basically just like if you were playing Skyrim, like the very late game, or quote unquote late game, destruction spells are basically just giant explosions of whatever element you're using. That's kind of like what Arcane is basically flashy explosions. Which I haven't like thought too hard of like how that works with the source or the like elements of manipulation, but I'll get to it eventually. I also was like starting to write down like the backstory of my character too, or like just a draft of it, which I won't get too into because it's like not fleshed out or anything, and it wasn't done yet. I had to go to bed last night. That was kind of like when I was working on it. The light is coming from this way. This kind of makes sense, but I think I need to darken this area a little bit. I don't think an overlay is going to help me here. What time is it? Oh, feels like time is simultaneously going by fast and thankfully not as fast. I do have to go back to work in the morning. I work from home, so I don't have to like go anywhere, which is why I'm able to stream late, but because my sleep schedule was kind of all out of whack, I don't want to like perpetuate it too much. But I still got time. Definitely need to take a water break real quick, because I've been talking my ass off for like an hour probably. Oh, now this brush is cooperating with me. Sort of. Hope everyone is having a good evening, a good time of day, a good time watching, a good time hearing me yap about work in progress lore. Curious if anyone out there is doing anything else interesting, if anyone else has interesting lore, especially because since I'm coming up with mine, it wouldn't hurt to have more sources of inspiration. I need to fix that on the other layer here. Yep, of course I do. Just being eepy and lurking around the interwebs. Yeah, it do be that time of day for you. I do want to stream earlier in the day, it's just because of current living situation and everything, I don't get to. Like my ideal schedule would be like 5 to 7 Eastern, I think. And probably earlier on the weekends. But I make do. I don't think I've saved in a hot minute. This is looking, I think, done-ish? Oh wait, okay, hold on. I think that was all I needed to do. There's a muscle there, and that muscle isn't going to show in baggy pants, which is kind of... I interpret like his pants in-game as kind of like a slightly baggy. Or, they're not baggy, they're like puffy. Just to show what I'm referring to. They're like, kind of like puffy pants. So that like muscle there shouldn't show. Oh, I know. Something else I should probably do. Some ambient occlusion here. Oops. Oh hey, it's the song of my people. I just now noticed what was playing. It's kind of hard for me to hear because I'm playing over speakers because I don't like headphones, especially when I'm doing art. And I need to keep it low so it doesn't come over the mic. Which my mic does a pretty good job of just, I have to like basically have my mouth right up to it anyways, so it could probably be louder, but it's fine. It's more so for chat than it is for me. Or just for stream, I should say. This brush is fighting me again. This song is also really, I don't know if it has just a quiet buildup or if it's just something's wrong with the file. Oh, okay, I think it just had a quiet buildup. I think there is something wrong with the file too, actually. I was saying earlier that some of the Prodigy stuff I need to like re-download. Okay, no, I just need it. It was a slow build-up. Gonna play around with this a little more. Okay, how's that looking? Better. Definitely better with the occlusion that I did. Probably do the same around the neck and under the shirt. Although I want to work on the muscles first before I do that, so... It is getting to be about that time to work on that, actually, now that I'm finishing up with everything else. If I get this done before I end stream, I'm gonna be a little impressed with myself. It looks like I might be able to finish. Because coloring only takes like 5 minutes. All that I need to do the book too. Oops. Do you? I'll rename some of my layers real quick because I'm starting to lose the plot a little bit, I think. See, I don't even remember what this was. Oh, that's the tail. Uh-oh. I forgot about tails. I did the artist thing of forgetting the tail exists. That's an easy fit. Its tail's not going to take that long either. I'm glad I noticed, though. In fact, I'm going to turn that on just so I remember it's there. I never redid the tail after I jiggled the body around. So I'm just going to leave it at very low opacity so I don't forget about it again. And blended. And what was this? The rough sketch? Yeah, that was the... And then what's this? Sketch. I think that was the rough, and then... That was that. Okay. Now I will not go insane. Once again, this brush is not cooperating with me right now. humming along a little bit. Muscles are always fun to paint, but it does require a little bit of extra focus for me. My mic is like jiggling up a storm. I don't know why it's like so sensitive. It's like just waggling back and forth at me as I draw. Thankfully I have a shock mount, so any vibration is basically suppressed. But good lord, is it just like jiggling? Oh yes, something I can talk about again for all the people that came in from bugs. One of the stream homework things I did was get a bot set up. Finally, I was having trouble getting Sammy to work, but I ended up getting Firebot to work, so I don't have any commands or anything yet. It's just the built-in ones. The quote one is opened for just general viewers as well, because by default it is not, which I understand why, but who's going to add it? Myself? I'm still trying to think of like what I want to do. I'm definitely going to snag the check percent stuff because I think that's fun, but I do kind of want to like come up with stuff of my own that like fits my vibe. I am drawing blanks a little bit because all I can really think of besides that and like, you know, a shout out command is like having like an exclamation latest for like whatever my latest art or music is, which hopefully I wouldn't forget to update, but that probably would happen every now and then, frankly. Oops. But that one isn't really the latest one is just kind of like a very utility thing. That isn't really anything like fun or interesting. And I do want some like fun ones. I just want to make sure I don't do anything that's like going to play audio cues that are very disruptive of like my brain, because audio stuff getting interrupted by a sound will straight up like stop my brain from functioning. And like make me immediately lose my train of thought. It's like, I love funny sound redeems. I cannot, I'm not going to be able to have them myself, unfortunately. And you know, there is like a balance of trying to like not have things that like flood chat, but at the same time, you want something that like helps chat be active and all that. I need to rotate this. There were definitely like more things I wanted to like get to with the what I'm just dubbing streamer homework, just stuff I want to do to work on for the stream, but I just did not have like the time or energy, and there's like a lot of other things I wanted to do. But I'll get to it eventually. Can't just do everything all in one go. Life doesn't work like that. Especially considering this is literally like a new hobby and not, you know, a job or anything. For me, I should clarify. I would never want to do this as a job. Dear God, I'd need financial stability. I would cry. Houses. I also, something I discovered today was a prompt for asking if you want to go live, because that's one of my biggest fears at this point, is accidentally going live when I didn't mean to, especially since I sometimes record things that can't be shown on Twitch. And I would like to keep my account and be able to talk to friends and everything. Thank you. Yeah, this doesn't really. Probably zoom in on this. There should be like a little bit of a hard edge, but not too much. Yeah, there's a setting in OBS I found that just like is like, are you sure you want to go live? Unfortunately, as a consequence, I was like, do I want to? Because I already had hesitation pressing the button the first time. But the secondary hesitation was a lot more brief, so I'd rather have that there just in case. It also additionally has one for like, do you want to stop recording too, which is nice. I like never noticed those settings before, so glad I looked it up, because I was like consciously thinking of it as I was recording something earlier. But again, cannot show that on Twitch. Oh, I should have like a socials command. That I just like randomly thought of that. Again, still not in the realm of interesting stuff, but still need that. Gonna rotate you again. Uh-oh. It stops incrementing. I don't like that. If I do get this finished tonight, with what I'm working on now, there are some variations of this I want to work on. I haven't decided yet if I want to stream working on those. As in, like, I kind of want one for like my wool, my vixen, and maybe also even offer a couple friends if they want to kind of be in it a little like YCH style, just for funsies, because it won't take much effort to do variants. Because it's mainly just a matter of body types, and the work I would do on mine would probably cover everyone else, basically. Music ran out. Sorry if that song just woke everyone up, because that has a loud intro, I just remembered. I didn't realize that was going to be the first one. Anyways, so yeah, I'm not sure. I was originally thinking against it, but now I'm kind of like, maybe I do it? But I'm going to be going to a family thing Thursday, Friday, coming back Saturday. So I obviously won't be able to stream those days. Whether I would have anyways to begin with is always up in the air anyways, because it's always based off of, do I have the energy? Do I feel comfortable doing it, etc. But I kind of, while I'm away, want to maybe just work on it anyways. On my portable tablet. However, I was talking about this earlier. I don't remember if it has tilt or not, and that's kind of critical for my shading stuff. Like the brush that I use. But since most of this is like done, it wouldn't be like a big loss, so. Not sure. I have other stuff lined up anyways. I want to work on maybe some 3D stuff. Particularly, I was thinking about doing the TF stuff, but that requires so much back and forth with Unity and stuff that I was like, nah, I'll just work on that off stream. I won't stream that. I mean, I could have made it work with like, no, I just wouldn't have been able to make it work because you need to like build avatars locally and running VR chat and stream and Unity and just everything. That's too much. My computer's strong, but it's not that strong. And I wouldn't be able to do the capture PC because, again, I would be, I don't know, I just don't want to have to set up all the stuff on there, the SDK and everything. Or the Unity project, because I don't think it's on there. But I do want to work on a pupper version of myself because a few people are really cute with it and I want to be cute, which is ironic considering I was like, oh, all the wolf avatars out there are very eh. That doesn't mean I don't want to be cute sometimes though. I think doing some texture work on stream would be fun. And I still have the games I want to get to eventually. Although this is very quickly starting to become just I do art, which is fine. It's kind of testing the waters of what I want to do anyways. After all, the whole reason I wanted to stream initially was I wanted to do game dev. I still want to do that. But I don't think I'm going to do programming because I think that I really just cannot talk and program at the same time. Like programming, I really need to just like, I can only focus on it and nothing else. Art, I can just yap away and still get things done. Because I don't really need to actively use my brain besides just like, does this look right, etc. probably draw some very faint lines in here just to make it interesting. Let me go ahead and merge this down. Merge. Stop disabling alpha clipping. Okay. Yep, that's looking about where I think I want it. So then, what I will now do copy what I just did. Kind of went up all the way here. And then make sure it applies to here. But I don't really need it. Here. I could tilt the canvas, or I could just tilt my whole ass head. Buh. I will admit, I really do not want to go back to work tomorrow. It was this kind of just... I want the break to be longer. I'm not looking forward to doing a family thing this weekend. Ooh, that looks nice. Okay. Merge with layer below. And now I need to do the tail because I forgot the tail. Very classic me thing to do, very classic artist thing to do, because I know other people have the same issue. They just forget the tail. I'm pretty sure he has a tail in game, right? just now noticed the reference does not include one. And I added some I added screenshots of like him floating in the air, and they're just like missing. Also, I just noticed I must have accidentally cut and paste, because now it's missing for the main ref is missing for pure ref. This is so jank. Megabonk. I have some screenshots somewhere. Yes, he does have a tail, and it is basically as I would expect, so I'm going to where'd it go? There we go. Just pin that there. Go to black. Find my sketch brush. And do his tail. I'm gonna count this as part of the body. Hello? Oh, that was weird. I think it just like forgot what a pressure is for a second there. Okay, that's right. This isn't right. I kind of want to make it interesting and have his hat hide just the tip of it. Want to avoid like tangents, which is like when lines, like this is kind of a tangent, but I kind of don't care. It doesn't really look as bad, frankly. I know people scream about them all the time, but they're not always too bad. But also I think it just makes it look interesting to make it that big. Enable close, enable this. Oh wait, no, wrong way. Good. Oops. I don't think I've actually heard this album all the way through before, and that intro sounded weird. Just like there's a weird sound that I was like, that's weird. I'm gonna do the tail separately here. What is... I don't like this line. Go away. You're bothering me. Huh? Oh, that's probably from the... I might do a tail in its own group. Shading, tail, shading, tail, base. I have been obsessed. I kind of thought about playing it on stream, but I'm also kind of just like, I don't want to have to like set up the browser audio. A playlist Capri was sharing, Capri Oren was sharing with some people. Apparently he shared it with some people last night, or was talking about it in Harvest's last Saturday. But he shared it with Afronasia Bun yesterday, I think it was. I've just been obsessed with like the first song that played. Uh-oh. Why are you doing that? I know why. And the song was called Multiverse of Cuntness. And the playlist was Hyper Slut Cunt Pop. It was just fucking hilarious. And the song went real hard. Anyone in the Bugcuz Sheepcord Discord would have seen it from when I linked it in Tunes, I believe the channel is called, or maybe I'm thinking of someone else's. Either way, it was just in the music channel. But it's easy to find because I didn't get the link to the Spotify. I just fucking looked up the name Hyper Slut Cunt Pop Spotify and it came up. But yeah, it was very amusing. I've been away. Gimme, gimme. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Oh. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Gimme, 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 gimme. Oops. I had like the song before this was really fucking weird, and then this one's just like kind of normal. The Prodigy is very much like that. You have like, they're still all good songs, it's just sometimes there's like something weird, and then something just kind of normal. And then anyone watching the VOD is just going to have no idea what the hell I'm talking about. Well, they should, because the song's on the bottom, but it's excluded from the VOD. Because yay, the music industry can fucking huff my nuts. I say that as someone who has been making music since 2011? Almost as long as I've been doing game dev, I think. I'm getting close to when I need to end stream, but I definitely want to try to finish this. Which I'm close to being done, so. I'm rushing the tail a little bit, but that's because it's a little bit arbitrary for the brush that I will be using right after this. What the hell? Here we go. Having some of the brush strokes on the tail too actually kind of works out. One, because it's going to blend nicely with this brush, but two, the tail's more fur, like the fur detail is like nicer to bring out with those rough textures. So. It's a little extreme down here. Maybe blend that out a little more. There we go. Yeah. And then I think the clothes just cover it, right? Yeah. Perfect. Oh, this looks good. Okay. Don't want to do that yet. Color body. Forgot my own name in this one. Sorry I'm a little quiet. First of all, it's the end of the night, so I'm going to be wrapping up soon. Also just kind of ran out of things to talk about, but... Uh-oh. I'm on the... Okay, I'm going to have to do that. But yeah, I kind of ran out of things to really go on about that I haven't already. I mean, I know you can kind of just talk about things again sometimes, that's fine, but there we go. Still sometimes just forget what fucking blend function I need for this. I'm gonna want to reference my own Vulper, probably, since I can't see his own body a whole lot. I mean, I can reference like the face, and that's about it. Bring this over. There we go. Kind of has the same face pattern as my Vulper, so. With less detail. Funks. And like I said, I'm basing this kind of off my own Vulper for the most part, since you can't really see his body. And I do have a version of my render where it has my Vulper, so it makes things a little easier. Whoops. I don't know why I'm doing this manually. I can just bucket fill this in a second. I know bucket fill is kind of boring, but coloring is not the therapeutic part of art for me. So I'm kind of like, why color it in? Just do this. I know some people like it more. They like the coloring more, so they hand color it all in. But then they kind of struggle with like the time it takes on a piece, and I'm kind of like, you could speed it up by just doing what I do. Ow. I'm going to want to just bucket fill this again. Okay, maybe I need to... Oh, they like... I feel like this was not the same UI. Fill regions found from the merging of all layers. Yes, that's what I wanted. Although, yeah, I'm just not gonna... I'm just gonna do this. Ah! Okay, get a little bit bigger with the brush, please. Thank you. Is this? I think it's just because my brush is nearly black. I was like, this doesn't look like it's on the right layer. But it is. It's weird. Something just is like an optical illusion. Okay, he has mostly a black nose too. I'm gonna make it more like a gray. For the sake of shading. I'm just gonna assume he has blue eyes, because he's always got a chibi face, so... Or like a... just like... his eyes are just like a line. Why do I have multiple circles here? I'm like trying to... What was I wanting to do here? Oh, that's called an eye socket. It's definitely late. What did I say? Oh yeah, blue. Reference it from his shirt. Oops. Oops. What about his ears? What does that look like? That's also just white. Of course it is. It's basically when in doubt, it's white. I'm like begging my brain right now to work. Just hold out for a little bit longer. Just a little longer. That's as a treat. That doesn't... Huh? That's not brown. Let me go for... I color picked from the wrong. There we go. That's a nice shade of brown. Neglecting my own style again. Or methodology, I should say, not really style. Come all the way here, especially since I want to finish this. So, doing it with bucket fill is especially critical right now. I think a sweat dribble just went down my leg because I felt something and it was really weird and it freaked me out for a second. It gets kind of hot in my room because the circulation's a little bad when I close the vents and stuff in order to have like privacy for streaming. Oh, turn off the reference thing again. And my computer's kind of a furnace, unfortunately. The GPU is very inefficient. It's a 7700 XT. I wonder if I can like underclock it slightly because a lot of the time you can literally just fucking turn off like boost functionality on stuff, especially like a CPU. You lose like 5% performance, but it's like so much more power efficient. Unfortunately, it's a little more complicated to deal with GPU like settings on Linux, unfortunately. Because the developers of GPUs are kind of lazy. Be a little bit late getting to bed, I guess, but that's fine. I need to finish this. I need to finish this. I'm so close. I can taste it. I mean, yes, I could just finish last touches. I am gonna have to do the background off stream. Partly because I've still got to figure out what I want to do for the background. I have like a vague idea of just taking a screenshot from the game, possibly. At this angle. I don't want to think about it right now, though. Are his paws visible? No. So I'm not gonna know what his hands look like. Or paws, I should say. Paw pads. That's specifically what I'm wondering about. Yeah, I definitely want to have something that I can zoom out on at the very end of stream. To be like, there we go, that's what I ended up with. Okay, cool. The hand is done. That hand is done. Body's done. He's mostly just orange, so... yeah, he's like solid orange, I assume, so I don't think there's really anything going on interesting with his legs either. Because he's a, like, basic red fox, I think is what the dev is going for. Once again, remembering bucket fill. That just saved so much time. And now the claws. Oops. Something I want to find is how there's a couple artists I know that have, I don't remember who, I just have seen this before, that they have like it shows like a little overlay on stream where their pen is on the tablet. Whether I could get that to work on Linux probably wouldn't matter because it would be based off of your cursor position. I don't know, maybe it hooks up into like tilt and other stuff, I don't know. It'd be cool to figure out how they do that though, either way. And have that for when I do art. Tail. Once again, just basically make it orange. Just whoa. And then bucket fill. And what did we say was this? Okay, it's like just kind of. I'm kind of going to hide it behind there, I think. And now for the clothing. I almost was like, oh shit, and I was like, oh yeah, I gotta duplicate this. Color, clothing. Enable those. Kind of go for this gray color, I think, is probably perfect. Oh, I could just color pick it. Nope, too dark. Yeah, it's probably that. That's good. It's so close. I can almost taste it. Music ran out. That's definitely my time cue to hurry it up here. I'll find something. Ow. I just like stabbed myself with something under my desk. Jellyfin. Okay, the song I don't want to play is at the very end of this, so. I don't like the title of it. I don't think anyone likes the title of it. Nope, I'm being stupid. This has a sleeve. Duh. There we go. Go for this brown, I think. Maybe a little lighter. Oh, way lighter. More saturated. There we go. Yep, getting a little shaky. Alrighty. Just gotta do this. Gotta do his boots. Down the house, mink. Snatch my wig, etc., etc. What is going on there? Is that... Okay. That's the color layer. Good. So I can just fix that real quick then. Whoa! What are you doing? I forgot that. That's probably it. Okay, good. That was it. Go for a bright. That's not bright enough. This gold color here. And then the blue. Well, first I'm going to do... First off, I need to fix this. The sample current layer, because I don't remember what gray this was. And then go back to this brown. Little darker for his boots. Yes, the music is kind of making me want to play Need for Speed now. Much more classic breakbeat. Go back to this gray here. There we go. His boots are done. Now for the blue. I think I want it to be a little less intense. Just trying to see whose emote and what emote that was. I'm almost done, so I will be getting cozy in bed myself here in a few minutes. So if everyone wants to stick around, let's see if I can find someone to raid. Just gotta finish up his vest here and then the hat, I believe. Unless I forgot something else, but I'm pretty sure that's it. Because I want to get to bed. Oh, and his bracers, which are white, so that's not like a... They're not like... They're like some sort of something or other, like cloth wraps of some sort. I'm just gonna do it while I still am thinking about it. Thankfully, he doesn't have gauntlets, because that would have made things more complicated. Coming along pretty good. Thank you. Yeah, I'm very happy with this. Feels nice to just get back into art more regularly again. Kind of been in like a funk with it for so long, I haven't been able to do a whole lot. Which is kind of like why streaming it has been nice. It's kind of like making it a bit more routine, even if streaming itself is, for me, is not super routine. The hat does so much. Like having this colored in, it like changed things. Which is funny because like the rest of the outfit, you would think it would have the same effect, but no, the hat is like very signature. It's like incomplete without the hat. And is that everything? I think that's everything. I like it. Trying to just like double check that I got everything. Because I feel like I'm missing something. But I'm not. Just to show without okay. I'm back. I'm back. Announce. Okay, sometimes my VNyan just likes to randomly freeze. I don't know why it does that. It does it after like about 3 hours or so. Kind of pisses me off. I can't even find where the program is anymore. Did it just crash? I think it just crashed completely. Good timing though, because I'm about done. And I really need to fucking hit save. But anyways, so this is what it looks like with the clothes. And then this is what it looks like without them. I'm pretty happy with this. So yeah, I'll work on the background offline and then figure out what else I want to do with it. But yeah, I'm not going to even bother reopening the VTuber because I'm just going to go ahead and ender here. Not really seeing anyone. We could raid Afro. That would be spicy. Let's go ahead and raid Afro. I accidentally closed my stream manager. I need that to raid, dumbass. But yeah, thank you all for coming. Thanks again, Bug, for the raid. I feel like I should do a shout out real quick for them, and then I will go ahead and raid. Is this correct? Did I spell their name right? Okay, cool. But yeah, thanks everyone for coming. And I hope you have a wonderful day, night, evening, whatever time of day it is. See you when I see you.